Hey, welcome to the Star Wars Unlimited TCG channel. This is Mark here. Going to give you a Luke Skywalker Green Command deck today. This is the deck that I'm going to bring to the May the 4th Be With You Star Wars tournament this weekend. So I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know in the comments below anything you think I should change or things you like about it. And let's get started. First off, we got the 1 cost R2-D2. This is great to bring out early. It only costs 1. It's a 1/4. When played on attack, look at the top card of your deck. You may put it on the bottom of your deck. This is great to cycle through your deck to try and find what you need. Usually I'm looking for Obi-Wan or maybe some ways to heal my base if I'm getting some early attacks. Next up, we got Alliance Dispatcher. This is great. It's a 1 cost for a 1/2, and it has the action play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less. So put this down on turn 1 or turn 2, and you're bringing out Obi-Wan, you're bringing out Luke, and your bigger guys a turn early. Feels so good. Next up, we got the 2 cost Rebel Pathfinder. He's a 2/3 with Saboteur. So if your opponent has some shields or they're just holding you up, this is a good way to get through all that for a low cost. And all these units that have heroism, the white heroism, Luke can put a shield on them. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. Depends on what they're doing. This is a good low cost 2 cost for a 3/3 Battlefield Marine. Has no keywords, no card text, but it's just a good solid 3/3 for 2. I love putting this down early and then putting a shield on him and then pumping him up with some upgrades. It feels so good. Next up, we got the 3 cost Echo-based Defender. It's a 4/3 with Sentinel. So if they're loading up their battlefield and you just need to hold them off for a little bit, plop this bad boy down, give them Sentinel. Just awesome. Keep them distracted for a little bit. Next up, we got the 3 cost Fleet Lieutenant. He's a 3/3. When played, you may attack with a unit. If it's a rebel unit, it gets +2/+0 for this attack. Tons of rebels in this deck, so this is going to give you the advantage. Let you do an action to play a unit, but also attack with another unit. Puts you up that extra turn, so maybe you can use that extra turn for a shield or something else. Next up, we got the 3 cost Yoda. 3 cost, and he's a 2/4. He gives you Restore 2. When defeated, choose any number of players, which will be yourself. Then each player draws a card, so you'll be able to draw a card. Great way to restore your base against any of those red aggro decks or anything. Now this next one, Cannon, I took him out of my deck for a little while, just put him back in for this tournament. I'm thinking I'm liking him. With the Force and the Rebel traits, it really synergizes well in this deck. He's a 4 cost for a 4/5. If you have Alliance Dispatcher out, you can put Kanan out, turn 2. So it's just really awesome. On attack, you may discard 1 card from the defending player's deck for each friendly Spectre unit, which Kanan is a Spectre unit, so when you attack, your opponent discards the top card, and depending on if there's 1 or 2 aspects, you heal that much damage. So great for playing against those red Sabine decks. Next up, Obi-Wan Kenobi, 6 cost for a 4/6 with Sentinel. I usually like to drop Obi-Wan out when I already have a Force unit out, but it's okay. Sometimes I drop him out with Alliance Dispatcher, drop him out early, and then after Obi-Wan gets some damage, because most things can't defeat him in 1 turn, so if he gets some damage, the next turn I put down my Luke, which is a Force, and when Obi-Wan dies, I can give Luke 2 experience and also draw a card, so that feels good. Next up, we have the Space Units, 2 cost Alliance X-Wing for a 2/3. No keywords, no special text or anything like that, but it's just a good space unit at a low cost. You can always pump them up with an upgrade, give them a shield. Feels good. Next, we have a 3 cost Wing Leader for a 2/1. He's a rebel, so that's good. When played, give 2 experience tokens to another friendly rebel unit, so that always feels good. It's pumping up your other units. Next up, we have the 2 cost 2/3 Restore 1. So this is a restored Arc 170. It just feels good to lay this down quick and early. It's also a rebel, so it can synergize well with the other things in the deck. I just recently put this back in, Bright Hope. I took it out for a while, but I'm thinking, you know what? I might need another mid-range space unit with Sentinel. It's also Rebel, so it's good. I'm probably not going to use the when played effect. You may return a friendly non-leader ground unit to its owner's hand if you do draw a card. Probably not going to use that. But if I got something with a bunch of damage and I want it back in my hand, maybe. But it's just a good low cost unit. I mean, especially with Alliance Dispatcher, I can get this out early. Next up, we have some events. Rebel Assault. I mean, any Rebel deck's going to have this. It's got 3 of them. It's a 1 cost. Attack with a Rebel unit gets +1/+0, and then you can attack with another Rebel unit, gets +1/+0. It's just a great way to stay up and stay a turn ahead of your, an action ahead of your opponent. Next up, we got the Forces with Me. 4 cost. Choose a friendly unit and give 2 experience tokens to it if you control a Force unit, which you most likely will. Also give a shield token to the chosen unit, and then you can attack with it. It's just another way to build up your units, pump them up, and then attack so you stay ahead in action, so you can put a shield on or lay another unit down. Got 3 Academy trainings. They're +2/+2 for only 2. The reason I like this one is because you can put it on ground or space. It can be a vehicle. It can be anything. That's one of the great things about that card. And the last one is a 2-cost Luke's Lightsaber. It's 3/1 attached to a non-vehicle unit. When played, if attached to Luke, heal all damage from him and give him a shield token. So I usually like to hold on to this until Luke has some damage from the first attack, and then I play it on Luke, heal all the damage, give him a shield, and then swing. You know, that's usually about the end of the game. Sometimes I like to play this early, like on an R2 with a shield. That's always fun. The opponent always cringes when I do it, but it's fun. And I just love this deck because it's really fun. You can pump up your units with some tokens and events and just keep playing at low cost units. It's fun. So sideboard, we're talking 2-cost Devotion. I got most of my sideboard is in case I'm playing a red Sabine aggro or something like that, where they're just pinging my base. So this is going to help restore that. It's a 2-cost. It also gives the unit +1/+1 and restore 2. Got 3 of those. I'm going to put 3 repairs in to the sideboard, heal 3 damage from a unit or base. Most likely I'll be healing my base. Got 2 Lukes in the deck just in case I need more of a late game advantage. And then also Home 1 and Redemption, just in case there's a late game that I need to tie into and come out on top at the end. So especially with Alliance Dispatcher out, these can come out a turn early, and it wrecks the game for the opponent. So really fun, this deck. I love it. I love being able to upgrade units, put shields on them, lay stuff out early. It's done well against lots of different types of decks. I'm still trying to figure out how this deck can be good against a Sabine yellow with Bamboozle and all that. I pump up my units and then they just get exhausted. So I'm trying to figure out, hopefully in Series 2 we'll get some more cards that can activate and ready my units so that I can attack that turn. But that's the only really complaint I have about it. I'm excited about this weekend. Let me know in the comments below what you're going to do for the tournament, and if you have any advice on how to make this deck better, or just let me know what you like about it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow our channel. Again, this is Mark with Star Wars Unlimited TCG.